of a chicken? I know.
The chicken tender.
The chicken tender. That's a good one.
Where do strong chickens come from?
Hey guys, thanks for stopping. Real quick, would you go down and tap subscribe to our channel? It would mean the world to us and we would greatly appreciate it. We'll continue sharing more stories about our family and our homestead. But until then, enjoy the video. Where do strong chickens come from? Oh, I don't know, the gym?
Why did the chicken join the band?
Not sure.
Because he had the drumsticks.
That's a good one.
Nope.
What's up, guys? What's today? It's Sunday?
Yep.
And we officially have upgraded our
Chicken coop.
chicken coop.
And by upgraded, we don't mean it's anything fancy or new,
No.
but we reused and we made it better
Well,
and
just- yeah.
bigger for our chickens.
Our plan
better
for
space.
this year is to double, if not triple, our.
Triple. We want to have 30 laying hens this year, and we have 7 laying hens and 1 rooster, so 8 chickens. We want to get up to 30, so we built a bigger space. As part of it is getting a space so they have a safe space. And yeah, so we set our 2023 vision goals as a family team yesterday, and part of that was increasing chickens.
Why
So-
chickens?
Well, on a lot of the homesteading things that we've read and looked at, I just felt like that was one of the first places to start with butchering. So another goal of ours is to have butchering chickens. And so we're going to do that this year. But we also, because right now we love eating eggs, we bake a lot,
Yep.
we need eggs, and we're buying them a lot, and we're
We-
spending a lot of money on eggs. So we were like, why not just
Yeah.
our first
I
step
would
to
say-
like homesteading even in a neighborhood, when we lived in a neighborhood.
We're probably close to 100 chickens.
That we've been through
we've
and
been
have
through.
died. Whether it was by our dogs in our neighborhood, that's the only thing that killed them in our neighborhood. Nothing else came in our
Yeah,
yard.
that's
It was
true.
just our dogs. So we have a new dog that doesn't eat our chickens. Thank goodness.
She doesn't.
She
She carries them around once.
yeah, but she's kind of over that. First came here, we had this, what is this, a 10 by 10 dog kennel thing that we had for our dog when we moved, and she's no longer with us, that dog, but we used it as a chicken coop, and Miguel built a little house, and it served its purpose. We lost a couple chickens in here, but we've done well.
Let's give him a tour of the first.
Okay, go for it.
Edition. So obviously, we were given this. Dog kennel, like 10 by 10 kennel, and so we decided just to make use of it. And so reused pallet wood that I've had for probably 4 years, and the metal that we had from our house, and just kind of built. But our chickens really. Our first set of chickens really didn't use this. We had a snake come get in here, and so we had to put mesh up. We first had just pallet wood boards as a floor, but they've got not enough room in there for what we had. Only 3 really roost up there, and so I built this little roosting, really quick, small roosting stand, and they didn't even use that, and so they usually just sat on top of the roof there.
We talked about taking this down or leaving it, but we decided because we're going to increase our chickens, we're going to have different sizes of chickens. So we'll keep our bigger ones in the big one. We'll raise some up in the smaller one, and then eventually they can go between. But I think this will be really helpful as we have multiple different families of birds coming into our homestead to help us have 2 different spaces to keep them separate. So, well, I got some new jewelry today, babe.
Oh yeah, who made those for you?
Ezekiel,
Nice.
out of
Chicken feathers, right?
chicken feathers. Pretty awesome. We were looking at a book today and it had chicken crafts, and I was like, well, this is cute. You can make feathered earrings out of chicken feathers. And then I ran into town and came back, had some new earrings.
He did
And
make
he
that.
painted them. I mean, that one looks
he
so
did
pretty.
That all by himself.
And this one's a little, you need to use some pliers because it's
All thing I did was
the metal's kind
a
of
hot glue gun and then the wire.
Yeah. It's paper clips, and somehow they fit through my ears, and it's perfect. So, but I've been wearing them all day, so I guess it's fine. So when getting chickens, if you're like ready to go, which you should be pretty soon, the question is, how much space do you need? Because spring is coming, you want to get some chicks. It's so fun. So how much space do you need? It depends on how many you get, but it also depends on how you're going to raise them. Are you planning on raising them in a coop most of the time? Like, do they need to be closed up, or do you have space where they can free range? So do you live in a neighborhood? Do you have a fenced in yard? Do you live in the country? Do you have plenty of space for them to roam? So that is your biggest question. How do you want to raise them? Free range or like in a chicken run where they stay in there all day? Because that will depend on how much space you need. So we've done a little bit of both. So we had a super cute small chicken coop with like a run on the bottom, the house on the top, in a neighborhood in West Texas when we lived in Abilene, and that was great. And we had probably up to 7 or 8 chickens at a time, and they did great there. We now live in the country. We have way more space here, so we let our chickens free range, and so our coop is smaller. So you've seen our coop. Our goal in that new coop is to have 30 or more chickens. But here's the thing, they spend little time in their coop when you are free ranging because they're just out and about, and we have a dog that doesn't eat them, so they can do free range because in our neighborhood our dogs eat them. So we have had our chickens free range, and it's super helpful because they're supposed to help with like eating ticks and fleas and things like that. And in the country we have that a lot, but they are roaming all over. They will be up by our house, they'll be down in these trees digging around here, they're up near our neighbor's house, they're all around. But guess what? They always come back to the coop at night, and the only really amount of time they spend in that coop is at night when they're sleeping, or if it's raining, or if they're like eating or something. So if you're gonna free range, your amount of space just has to be really small because they're just gonna be in there to sleep. If you're gonna have them in there, you want a run, you want a space for them to get around. Also, a chicken tractor is a good option. So a tractor is something you can move around your space. You can even have this in a neighborhood because you can move it around your yard, and guess what? As you move them around, they'll fertilize your yard. It'll be really helpful for your yard and for your grass and things like that. So it's not a bad idea to do that if you live in a neighborhood. If we were back in a neighborhood and gonna do chickens again, I would probably do a chicken tractor just because I could move it where I wanted, and I think I would enjoy that a lot more. And then they get different space as they move, and they get fresh grass and fresh dirt to dig in and fluff up and do all the things to get all the bugs and things that they want. So that's a third option. So
The idea of a win to buy chickens. I mean, you can buy them anytime. It's just the practicality and the logic of buying chickens in the middle of the winter isn't practical, and at the same time in the middle of the summer isn't practical, primarily because of the temperature. You want to keep your chickens body temperature at a stable condition, so the highs of summer aren't great for them, and then the lows of the winter aren't great for them. Obviously we live in East Texas, and so it could be 30 degrees right now. It's
awesome.
30, it's awesome right now, but 30 degrees one morning and 60 the next. But really, autumn sells as far as getting your chickens in right at the early stages of autumn or fall is perfect because it gives them enough time to, as far as getting young birds, it gives them enough time to establish their body temperature, but at the same time they will be ready for production in the by summer. It gives them 6 months to kind of get through their stages of their life cycle of being able to produce eggs, but then at the same time they're not having to fight extreme temperatures, cold or hot.
I think one thing you have to be aware of, though, if you buy them in autumn, is a lot of local stores will stop having their chickens at the very end of summer. So you either have to grab them up right at the end of summer, or you're gonna have to order some online.
They do have shows, like we went to.
Yeah,
the local,
or their shows. Yeah, you can find a
Local
local
poultry.
poultry show. You can get them there. That's a great option too.
most of the time you from there you're getting you're paying $20 to $30 for a already laying hen. It is a madhouse. I mean, there's a ton of people pulling chickens left and right, all different types of chickens, specialty breeds or just your mom and pop shop type of chickens. But it's really cool to go to.
Yeah. Otherwise, you can grab them up in the spring. It's like hot spot at the Tractor Supply during the spring is the chickens, the chicks. It's fun. It's a fun thing to do with your family. But then you won't get eggs until late in the fall. And then also chickens just slow in the winter. So you might not really see the production of the eggs and the fruits of your labor until the following spring. So just be prepared for that. But it is a great time. It's an exciting time because spring weather is there and everyone loves it. So chicks are a big deal in the spring as well. Liza, what do you like most about having chickens?
Well, I really just like about having them and they give us eggs.
You like the eggs?
Mhm.
Good.
And I hope that I love that we have chickens. I love that they're alive.
You love
Love their life now.
Good.
I love that that we get to butcher, get stuff from them, and collect eggs and breed and get more every year. And I hope that we get to build more stuff for them.